Good morning, guys, and welcome back to the channel. As you'll notice, I have not been recording much this summer. The videos that you're seeing I pre-recorded before the summertime, the toy guides and the video game stuff. We made it a point during summer that we're going to get way more vacation time as a family. As you know, time is always limited. So most of what you will see is just yard sale videos and stuff like that during the summer from me, and there won't be a lot of them because I only go out once a week anyways at the most. That being said, there's some pretty big tariff news going on right now. It's not just going to affect people that are reselling, it's going to affect everyone in general. I'm going to explain why, so stick around. As you know from my American counterparts, the United States, Canada, and Mexico are part of what you would call KUSMA. It's a free trade agreement. Now, about 95% of our trade between the three countries is technically free. When you're shipping stuff across borders and buying and selling, you know, it's really not going to affect you too much. When you're shipping items across the border, most of them will be duty free. Now, this has always been good for people that do resell. Mostly you don't get hung up at the border. I rarely have an item that I send to the United States that gets held up at the border. You know, it goes through, there's no duties or anything like that. There's no brokerage fees or anything. So what you're seeing in the news now is there is a 35% tariff on non-KUSMA compliant goods that are going from Canada to the United States. Now, most countries do have tariffs put on them by the United States at this point. So this means that anything that goes into the United States, whoever is importing that is going to pay a tariff top of the price of the product that they have purchased, and that includes you as the buyer. Interrupt the golfers too much. It's early in the morning. I'm trying to get a walk in before it rains, guys. It's supposed to rain today and we definitely need it. So another part of the tariff thing, the United States had an exemption on items under $800 that cross the border. Now, this has nothing to do with KUSMA or anything like that. And what this means is personal items that cross the border that are valued under $800 do not have any tariffs associated with them. Now, this has been announced at the end of August. This is going to be removed. Now, what this means is for people that are selling on eBay like myself outside of the United States, say I sell a copy of Mario Kart for 40 bucks to someone in the US, if it's non-KUSMA compliant, this will have a charge on it. The buyer will end up having to pay this charge to get their item. And I don't think a lot of people realize what's going to happen here, because you have to understand that the United States Postal Service and even the borders are not set up for this amount of volume. It's going to create a huge backlog. So I have a feeling the USPS is just going to start sending things back to the shipper. Remember, guys, they're not going to release any of these products until that duty is paid. So either the shipper is going to have to pay for it when it comes through and then collect from the end recipient, or the end recipient's going to have to pay in advance to get it. So I'm not too sure what this is going to do to people who are selling on eBay like myself, one from any other country other than the United States that is sending goods into the United States. I have a feeling there's going to be some problems with this. There's going to be huge delays. I personally don't want to go through all my eBay listings and turn off US shipping. I think I'm just going to leave it and see what happens. Heads up, guys, that things are changing. We'll see if they delay this. I don't think they're going to. I have a feeling the stance on the tariffs are going to stay for quite a while. I just don't think this is going to clear up in the next few years. I think it's going to be, you're going to have to adapt, and hopefully you can still survive with the way things are going. I'm fully expecting my eBay store to slow down, and that's okay. I'm not particularly worried about it. As with eBay in general, there's been ups and downs, and I've noticed lately eBay has not been very good for me. It's been super slow, and I don't think it matters what country, guys. It's just the economic slowdown of what's going on here. It's getting a little, I'm not gonna say scary yet, but the youth unemployment in Canada right now is something like high teens or 20% or something crazy like that. And I don't want to get into all the logistics of that. Our immigration system has really failed us. There's just brought in too many immigrants at this point, and it's unfortunate. Doesn't know Canada does subsidize wages and stuff for some new immigrants for certain fields and to get them started in the country. And I think between that and the student visas and stuff, it's really been taken advantage of, and it's really hurt the youth. Like, there's no way our country should be at 20% unemployment for teenagers looking for summer jobs. It's absolutely crazy, guys. So I think we're going to be in for some pain, and we're just all going to have to struggle through it. Now we'll see how long it lasts. I think there's going to be a lot of instability in the world for the next few years, so I don't think anything's going to get any better, guys. Now we're going to jump into the next thing on how you can help yourself in this situation. So to me, I would be stocking up on goods to sell in the long run, because it's like anything, there's bursts and bubbles. Economies will pick back up. It's just the way it goes, and I've lived through 3 or 4 of these myself already. So I kind of know what to expect. It's not all doom and gloom. It's people that don't prepare for the long run that it's going to hurt the most. So what I'm doing presently right now, I'm focused more on marketplace. My eBay store, you guys that follow me know I have about 3,500 items listed right now. It pretty much just runs itself on a daily basis. I try to do my 5 or 10 listings a day, and whatever sells, sells. And I know this is area dependent. Guys. For me, marketplace has been really awesome this summer, especially for the things I found at yard sales. I've sold a bunch of Wii's this year, video game consoles. I sold some personal stuff that I had sticking around the house, just stuff that I picked up on my travels. I've actually made a good amount of cash just on Facebook Marketplace this summer, way more than I've made on eBay. And honestly, other than the idiots saying, is this available on Facebook Marketplace, I enjoy doing it because you're just exchanging cash, guys. There's no collecting of taxes and stuff like that. It's just a much easier thing to do. We have a ring cam, so half the time I'll just tell the person, yeah, just leave the money under the porch thing or whatever and come and pick it up. And you don't even have to really be around to deal with people. If you don't need to be, you can just leave it out. But people are pretty honest around in my area. Now I know where you live could be way different and you might not trust people. I totally get that. But here it's a small town, you know, and we got cameras on the house so we can see who's coming and going. It's not a big deal. Now the caveat with Facebook Marketplace is there's certain items that you put on there that are going to sell quick and they'll sell easy and you'll make tons of money. You know, the usual suspects, digital cameras, movie lots. There's some certain video game stuff that you'll put on and sell. I sell a ton of Wii's. I sold my old guitar amp this week for a couple $100. Certain things that are going to sell easy and it'll make you a decent amount of money on there. But even Marketplace is getting saturated. It's definitely not as easy to pick up deals on Marketplace as it used to be. Now, you can still sell your stuff on there, but I don't think it's going to sell super quick. Things that people actually need will sell on Marketplace pretty quick, guys. So just a little tip for you. I'd say the best selling thing on Marketplace for me this past year has been Nintendo Wii consoles, followed up by some Wii games. Really found general household items have sold really well. You know, I sold soda streams, cutting boards, anything like that people actually need have seemed to sell really well. And it's not something I usually dive into. It's stuff I usually got left over. I'm making a point not to pick up a bunch of junk at yard sales. I've cleared out everything. I don't have anything left to put in a yard sale, guys. I've cleaned it all out and it's been really relieving. I know this video is probably not too exciting, but there's just not a lot going on. And I do have the kids at home all summer, so I can't really sit at the desk and record and, you know, pop stuff up on the screen and that. It's not as easy. So any of my American viewers, I would definitely be wary of what you are buying online after, I believe it's August 26th. I'll try to get this video out before then, so it gives you guys a bit of a heads up. But you don't want to get caught with a huge tariff bill. You want to make sure your things are tariff compliant that are coming in. Like I said, KUSMA is up for review sometime in 2026. The actual agreement itself is set to go until, I believe, 2036, guys. Don't quote me on that. You can look it up for yourselves. But it still has about 10 years left, but the review could cause a problem next year. So just keep an eye on that. So for most goods, it will be business as usual. Just expect delays on package deliveries, guys, and be prepared if you're an eBay seller in Canada or worldwide. Yeah, there's going to be some hiccups here if they don't just can this. Yeah, there's going to be some hiccups if they don't just can this dismiss thing until next year or something. But Again, everything's up in the air at this point, guys. There's no true friends anymore, it seems. Yeah, you turn on the news, there's a stinking trade war going on between two countries and that. And if you're like me, most people, you're just trying to make a living and enjoy time with your family and that. But it's difficult when everything's just depressing. As we're winding down here in summer, the yard sales are slowing down. We went out yesterday. The only thing I found was an LG water filter for a fridge. They sell good. I paid $2 for it. We'll get $20 for that. But other than that, everything was really good for the first month or so, guys. We absolutely killed it. Got tons of video games, tons of consoles and cool stuff. And as they say, this is the dog days of summer. We're getting near the end of August. We're getting into vacation time. Everyone's trying to get the last week or two of vacations in. So they're not having yard sales. They just want to enjoy the summer, and I totally get it. So this is usually the time of year when your sales are going to be the lowest and when your inventory sourcing is probably going to be the lowest. But again, I'll just reiterate my advice for the summertime blues. Stock up on inventory. This is the cheapest time you're going to get it in yard sale season. And then just slowly list it over the winter. Don't worry about if you have a death pile right now. It does not matter. People are not buying that much. However, I've done pretty good on eBay this summer, despite that fact. But myself personally, I'm not too sure where the channel's gonna go from this point. We'll keep doing eBay stuff for sure, doing video game stuff and my G.I. Joe stuff. I'll probably do a little bit more general information and stuff like that down the road just to keep it more interesting. If there is any subjects or stuff you'd like me to go over or anything in general, I mix it up a little bit with some new videos. Keep an eye out in the fall and winter. We're definitely going to be doing hiking videos again. We really enjoy that. It's nice to get out, get some exercise, and have some fun. And otherwise, guys, I hope your summer has been totally awesome. This has been the best summer we've had in a long time, and it's been relieving. We've kind of got a refresher here, and I'm ready to hit the ground running in a few weeks when the kids are back to school. Get back to making some more videos regularly. Appreciate all the support, guys. Please like, comment, subscribe if you have any ideas or questions below for me. I'm always happy to answer. I engage with everybody. Have an awesome day and an even better summer. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.